These are really shiny. What's going on, guys? Josh from soccerreviewsforyou.com bringing you my review plus on-feet video of the brand new Euphoria Gold Pack from Nike. Super limited, super gold, and they come in these fancy boxes. Available in the form of the Nike Mercurial Vapor 12 Elite for $260 US, a $10 premium over a regular colorway. And in the form of the Nike Phantom Venom Elite with a retail price of $250, which is the same as a normal colorway. But they're not normal colorways, they're limited to 2,000 pairs each worldwide. And they released today in limited quantities, of course, set to be worn, I believe, for just one match by Raheem wearing the Venom and Leroy Sané wearing the Vapors during the FA Cup final. So in today's video, we're going to take a closer look at these very good looking colorways, and I also want to do a bit of a comparison between the Venom and the Vapor because they're more similar boots than you might expect them to be. We'll also go over how they fit and feel on feet. So if you want to learn everything there is to know about these two, including how they compare to each other, please stick around, watch the entire video. And if you're interested in either of these two boots for yourself, which by the way, this pack, this limited edition colorway is only available as a Vapor 12 Elite or a Phantom Venom Elite, no takedown model and no Superfly in this colorway. There'll be a little pop-up on screen as well as a link down below in the description that'll take you to the review page on my website where you'll find buy it now links with exclusive SR4U coupon codes where you'll be able to pick these up while they're available below their normal retail prices. And I would get them while you can because I do expect these to sell out. If you guys do end up enjoying this video and perhaps would like to see more comparison videos on the channel, don't forget to support this one with a like and let me know down in the comments which comparison you'd like to see next. Also, if you're not subscribed already and don't want to miss out on future content from me, make sure you hit that subscribe button along with a little bell notification so you get notified when the next new video goes live. So included with the boots, as you saw earlier in the video, are these metallic gold boxes, which are basically like a gold mirror finish, pretty much just the standard Nike box, but because they're gold, they're just that much cooler. Also included with the boots are string bags. The Venom's coming with this bag right here, which is white in color, having that metallic gold kind of paint splatter there on the front with the Nike swoosh as well as the Phantom Venom branding in white, which actually looks pretty cool. And then they did go with a black string to match the black swoosh on the boots. The back of the bag is just solid white in color. Either way, very good string bag, and Nike does a great job with these, which is why this gets a rating of 9.79 out of gold. And then the Mercurial string bag is the exact same thing, except it just says Mercurial instead of Phantom Venom, which is why it gets a string bag rating of 9.78 out of gold. As far as the colorway is concerned, basically all Nike has done here is they've taken the Euphoria pack that came out a couple weeks ago and they have replaced the accent color that would normally be orange on the Mercurial Vapor with gold, which admittedly does look very, very good. So you have a white Flyknit base along with a white Nike Skin top layer, and then this gold kind of paint splatter type effect that does turn into solid gold towards the bottom, kind of surrounding the entire upper. Obviously, it's a lot more concentrated through the heel and midfoot. Then you have your gold Nike swoosh with a black outline. And of course, they even included the individual numbering there, right there at the heel, which I'm always a big fan of whenever there's any kind of a limited edition release, because it's just cool to see which number you have out of the entire run, this being limited to 2,000 pairs. Other than that, though, there's really nothing that special about it over other Mercurial colorways. You can see it has the gold detailing there in the laces, which is a nice touch, and you will also find that it does have a metallic gold wearable finish sole plate, which also looks quite good given the overall colorway. But I have to say that the Venom looks better. This is, in my opinion, the best colorway of the Phantom Venom so far. It's got a white base at the front, which just looks super clean. Obviously, they're going to get dirty very easily, especially that exposed Flyknit lace cover, as well as the laces and tongue, all in white as well with that little gold detail in the lace, which is a nice touch. All of the accent branding is in a nice gold, and really all you have as a black accent is the solid Nike swoosh there at the back, the numbering on the heel, and of course the oversized ACC branding, so you know for sure that these do in fact have ACC. The paint splatter effect I wouldn't say is as noticeable, but it does look quite clean on the Phantom Venom, and I just think that this gold Euphoria one looks a lot better than the normal blue accent color that you have on the standard colorway. And then the sole plate does also have a wearable finish, although it's not a chrome gold, it's more of like a sparkly gold, which I can't say that I'm a huge fan of, but as a whole, it works with the overall design, and I just think that this is a very clean looking colorway. That's enough about colorways though. Which one is actually the better performer? And I think you can make a strong argument that these are the two best performing models on offer from from the Nike brand right now. And despite the Mercurial being a speed boot and the Venom being a power slash accuracy slash strikers boot, kind of marketed in very different ways, on paper, when you compare tech specs, there are a lot of similarities. They both feature thin Flyknit uppers. They're both a tight fit with a responsive sensation. They both have very aggressive bladed stud patterns, and they're both remarkably lightweight. So in terms of overall performance characteristics, they're actually a lot more similar than you might expect, although I wouldn't really go as far as to say that one is better than the other. It really does come down to personal preference. And I'll be honest with you guys right off the bat, my personal preference out of these two, as much as I like the Vapors, I would much prefer to wear the Venoms. And that personal preference comes down to a couple different things about the Venom that I really like. One being that while they're both Flyknit boots, the Flyknit upper on the Venom seems to be a lot softer, and it just has a slightly more flexible sensation to it. Granted, if you prefer that more raw kind of tight feel, you'll probably prefer the overall fit and feel sensation that you get from the Mercurials over the Venoms, but this gives you that tightness without feeling too rigid on your feet, which I really do like. I feel like there's less break-in time with the Venom as well. Also, it does have a Nike Skin top layer with obviously some added texturing through the forefoot, and then the precision power striking element, which I think makes for a great striking experience, although again, hard to say that it's better than the Mercurial because the Mercurial definitely provides more of that pingy barefoot feel. This definitely has more substance in the striking area, but if you're a fan of old school power boots and striking elements in general, this is really the only boot on the market with a legit striking element right now, and I really do enjoy that aspect of it, being that I am such a big fan of the older power boots. Also, the extra grip that you get from the finish that they've put on the upper is very noticeable and something that I also like and kind of fits the overall theme of this particular boot. The sole plate, a lot more flexible than what you'll find with the Mercurials as well. As far as the stud pattern is concerned, because of the standard sole plate construction, I think that this makes for a slightly more natural sensation when it comes to overall grip, and then I feel like there's just more flexibility to the sole plate. Again, that's a personal preference thing, but I don't think that from a traction standpoint, there's really that much anymore that separates the Venom from the Mercurials. If you like aggressive traction, I think you're gonna be pretty happy with either of them. And then the Mercurial is, well, a Mercurial. It has all of the elements you would expect from this iconic line. Basically, it's a tighter fit overall. It's definitely a more structured feel to the upper and is also thinner. So not only is it a more barefoot sensation in terms of overall touch on the ball, it's a more pingy sensation when it comes to shooting as well, which you might prefer despite this not being targeted as a striking boot like the Venom is. So it is just a matter of personal preference at the end of the day. There is some texturing in the form of these streaking lines on the upper, but despite having just a little bit of texturing, the grip is not quite as significant on the ball as what you'll find from the Venoms. Obviously, it does have the central lacing system as well that's a lot deeper. So in terms of just getting that tight wrap and responsive feel, this is the most responsive, or one of the most responsive boots on the market right now, certainly more so than what you'll get with the Venoms. Also, this is the Vapor and not the Superfly. Really the only difference, if you don't know already, is the addition of a collar. If you like the collar, go for the Superfly. If you don't like the collar, go for the Vapor. Aside from that, there is no difference whatsoever. The boots are obviously very light, as you would expect, and it does have a split sole construction, which is admittedly stiffer than what you'll find on the Venom, which again is not a bad thing. It's a personal preference thing. This has a slightly more responsive feel because of that slightly stiffer sole plate, and it also has the anatomic sole plate base, which I think is an amazing feature on the top end Mercurial model that you don't get on the Venom whatsoever. And then as far as the FG stud pattern is concerned, this is pretty much as good as it gets. And while I think the Venom comes very close, this is arguably just a little bit better. And not to miss out on the most important feature, they both have ACC technology. So as you can see, I have swapped out the stock white laces on the Mercurial for the obvious choice, and that is some metallic gold reflective SR4U replacement laces that I think look absolutely incredible on the boots. If you're interested in changing up the style of your boots in a very inexpensive way, the website to go to is www.sr4ulaces.com. There'll be a link down below in the description as well as a pop-up on screen, so be sure to go ahead and check that out. As far as how the Mercurials compare to the Venoms, when you have them side by side, they feel distinctively different, I must say. Where the Vapor is thinner feeling, it's stiffer, it grabs your foot more tightly, especially through the midfoot area, and it just has that kind of classic Mercurial feel, where the Venom, I would argue, feels more comfortable, at least for me, based on what I like, in that the upper has more padding to it, it's certainly a lot softer and more flexible, and it has more of a feel like the Hyper Venom that it replaced, because this is kind of unofficially the Hyper Venom Phantom 4, but admittedly a lot thinner than what we had from the Phantom 3. They're both responsive and they both have a snug fit overall, but if you're after the tighter feel, definitely Mercurial over Venom, although the Venom does have a tight wrap around your foot, and I just really like the shape of the boot in general. As far as width is concerned, like I said, the Mercurials are definitely a lot more narrow. They just have a tighter, more raw feel on feet, where you're definitely gonna have more width to the Venoms, but neither of them, I would say, are particularly amazing options if you have really wide feet, although I do think that both of them will fit most people. And as far as sizing is concerned, I'm wearing them both in a size 9.5 US, and the fit and length is pretty much the same. They both run true to size, so if you're looking to order either pair, going true to size is what I would recommend. So the Venom is my preference, but let me know which one you guys prefer and why down below in the comments. Anyways, guys, that's it for my review / comparison video. Both great colorways, both great boots. There really isn't a bad choice to be made here. Either way, if you guys enjoyed this video, found it helpful and informative, don't forget to support it with a like. Again, if you're interested in either of these for yourself, keep in mind though that these colorways are very limited and will likely sell out quickly. There will be links down below in the description where you'll be able to pick them up as long as they're available below their normal retail prices with exclusive SR4U coupon codes. If you have any questions regarding either of these two boots and how they compare to each other, leave those questions down below in the comments and I'll do my best to get an answer out to you as soon as I possibly can. Subscribe if you haven't already for daily videos on all the latest and greatest soccer gear. You can find all my social media information linked down below in the description as well. Other than that, guys, thank you so much for watching and we'll see you in the next one.